Hello, and welcome back to Riley's on the Road.
We were in Seward, Alaska for 2 weeks.
Let's see what we did there.
We drove 250 miles to Seward for our first longer stay in Alaska. It was a beautiful drive, by the train tracks and water. We stayed at Renfro's, the campground our friends had previously work camped at, and it was beautiful. It was located right next to a gorgeous lake and next to train tracks. Right down the road was Victor Creek Trail, which we all enjoyed exploring. The teens hiked up to the bridge together, which was super fun. It's beautiful. I also got the chance to go mountain biking up the trail, which was very cool. The parents also loved the trail. My dad ventured far up and was able to see an ice bridge.
Seward is the place to be for the 4th of July, or actually the 3rd of July. All the kids had a huge sleepover. We really didn't sleep. At the Ward's house on the 2nd, so we could participate in the celebrations on the 3rd. The community had games like an egg toss and musical chairs. Ashton and Gemma survived their musical chair round, while Leo and I dropped our egg as the 6th to last group standing.
Cold beer on Friday night. A pair of jeans. Just right.
How do those jeans fit? Not very well for one person. All right, next round.
The reason Seward's 4th of July celebrations take place on the 3rd is so the community can be the first to set off fireworks at midnight the morning of the 4th. Unfortunately, when we went back to the RV to refresh after games, there was a major accident on the road into town. A big semi full of salmon tipped over and spilled fish all over the road. Have you ever heard anything more Alaskan? The parents waited in traffic for hours, seeing if they could get through, but eventually turned around. It was unfortunate to miss the fireworks, but we stayed in and played board games instead.
My best friend Liv came this week. When everyone got stuck at home on the 4th of July, I stayed in town with Livy and her family. So we got to do a fish toss. It was disgusting. And we got to see the pretty fireworks show. Because of the accident, we were stuck in town until 5 a.m. when the road opened. During the week, we had a fun time hanging out and painting nails.
Kenai Fjords National Park has only 2 trails accessible by car, and I hiked both of them. First, the whole group went 2 miles to the Exit Glacier Overlook. The trail had markers showing how far the glacier has regressed over the years, which was an interesting addition. The trail itself was very easy, so of course we needed to do some rock scrambling up a mountain. The trail also gave the option for more scrambling at the Glacier Outwash, where the glacial melt runoff carves a path through the rocks. After that, we rushed to get a picture at the park sign because we wanted to get gelato before the shop closed. The other Kenai Fjords hike we went on was just a few of the teens while the others were at camp. The Harding Icefield Trail was almost 9 miles and probably the most strenuous hike I've ever done. Going from sweaty, rocky paths to blowing snow and slush meant we were against the elements. The only thing that made the 3,000 feet of elevation gain worth it was sliding down a snowy patch on our way back.
While we were in Seward, some of our friends stayed at a different campground, and they rented out a sauna, which we got to participate in. It was a gorgeous location, and the sauna trailer was so cool. It had a huge window and a cool-off room. Us kids had a chance to use the sauna before the parents, which was so nice. And after, we walked a few feet and cold plunged in the river.
We had a quick visit to the in-town Kenai Fjords Visitor Center so the girls could get their Junior Ranger badges. Seward was our only place where all the teens were all together, so we made the most of it. We had a Lord of the Rings movie marathon where we watched all 3 extended editions, totaling over 12 hours. We turned it into a hobathon by eating like hobbits for the day. Everyone worked together to prepare 7 meals, and it was a lot of fun. We also put together a Hear Me Out cake, which was so funny. Besides the Exit Glacier hikes, Kenai Fjords National Park can be explored by boat. We took an amazing tour and saw so many animals and so much beauty. We started off strong with 2 sea lions in the harbor before we even got on the boat. The boat ride was a total of 6 hours and went from Resurrection Bay in Seward to Ialik Bay and back again. Our first animal sighting were some harbor porpoises, which aren't very common to see on these tours. Then we went closer to the rocky coastline and saw a group of otters, including a little pup. We also spotted some horned puffins, which is something Mom really wanted to see. They're so small and cute. When leaving the sheltered bay to enter another, we went out into open ocean, so the waves got big. The weather was already not great, and the rough waves definitely had some of the people in our group seasick. We didn't let that stop us from seeing an amazing phenomenon called bubble net feeding. Bubble net feeding is when a group of humpback whales, which are usually solitary creatures, get together to hunt large schools of fish. The whales herd the fish in a circle, while another whale swims underneath the school, blowing bubbles out of its blowhole, which scares the fish to the surface. Then the whales can swim in and eat all the fish. A quick break from the whales, here's a little tufted puffin, different from the horned puffins we saw earlier. We spotted the camp kids on the other boat, also watching the whales. After all that excitement, we finally made it to the glacier. The Ialik Glacier is a tidewater glacier, meaning it runs into the ocean. Consistent calving, when ice from the glacier breaks off and falls into the water, creates icebergs in the bay. We didn't get to see a big calving, but navigating the already existing icebergs definitely felt like a page from Titanic. The ship crew pulled a small iceberg from the water for us to touch, and a couple of us even gave it a taste. We spotted some harbor seals lounging on icebergs before the boat started heading back to Seward. The way back was much quicker and more direct, but we didn't end our tour before seeing lots more harbor seals, this time in the harbor. Tour was expensive but well worth it. Lunch and a freshly baked cookie were provided, and the experience was like nothing else. It's not every day that you can sail right up to a glacier and have animal sightings all along the way. It really elevated Kenai Fjords to one of my favorite national parks, and it's a must-do up here in Alaska.
During one of our 2 weeks in Seward, some of the teens participated in Seward Adventure Camp. This was a 5-day summer camp with one overnight, and it was amazing. Brietta, Sophie, Bo Zanes, and I participated, and it was an incredible week. Each day had a major activity. The first day, Sunday, we went on the Kenai Fjords boat tour. Our parents booked the same trip, same day, and were on a boat right behind us, which is what Melina just narrated. Our group of campers did the same trip, with some different sightings. We all went out on deck a lot, and thankfully none of us got sick during the trip, so we're all able to enjoy the ride to its full extent. And that extent was incredible. It definitely is one of my favorite boat rides ever. It was absolutely stunning. It was cold, but covered in a gorgeous fog. We also got to experience seeing the humpback whale's bubble net feed, which is extremely rare, and was amazing to see. One of the coolest experiences of the trip, though, was seeing the majestic humpback's breach right next to the boat. Such an extraordinary sight. Along the way, we also saw sea lions, seals, and tons of otters.
They're so cute, so small.
We also made it to Alaskan Glacier and got to spend even more time there, which was so nice. Glaciers are so powerful, constantly changing, and we got to see some of that change through calving, the natural process when chunks of ice break off from the edge of a glacier, especially tidewater glaciers like Alaskan. We stayed and watched this the whole 45 minutes we were there, and ended up being the last ones on deck when we started leaving. So, some of the workers asked if I wanted to throw the chunk of ice off the deck, and of course I said yes. After the glacier, we headed out to sea again, and stopped in some beautiful spots for a quick look, including Spire Cove, and a place where we got to go directly under a huge waterfall with the boat. The rest of the trip was just as gorgeous as the way in, with some super big waves that felt like a roller coaster, which was so fun. We made it back to the mainland after 6 hours. It was absolutely amazing. Definitely recommend. Afterwards, our two groups met up and we all went to get pizza. The next day, Monday, was the second day of our summer camp. We all hopped in the camp van and drove the 2 hours to Anchorage to go biking and do paintball. This was another packed and exciting day. We had a couple issues with the bikes, but we figured it out, and the camp was gracious enough to get us bikes in the first place, which was super appreciated. We biked 6 miles down a scenic path, which was so much fun to do with everyone. It was beautiful, and about halfway down the trail, a black bear ran across the road right in front of us. So cool. After the ride, we stopped to eat lunch, then headed to paintball. We had a super fun group and played 4 different rounds. It was awesome. It was also Brietta's first time doing paintball, and she really enjoyed it. We all got big bruises and went home sore and happy. On Tuesday, it was the 3rd day of camp. We went with Exit Glacier guides to do part of the Harding Icefield Trail and go out onto Exit Glacier itself. The perks of having guides included gear, such as a backpack, hiking poles, and crampons to explore the glacier, plus lunch. They even took us on a special path up to the glacier and kept us safe while walking around. It was quite a strenuous hike to get up to the glacier, though the views were awe-inspiring to say the least. Once we got onto Exit Glacier, we were given a tutorial on how to walk on a glacier with crampons, which there's a very specific and unique way to. That was very interesting. Fun fact, we were told to wear gloves the whole time while exploring, because the texture of the top of a glacier is like a cheese grater. While on the glacier, we walked around looking at different features, including vertical shafts carved by meltwater called mulons, as well as different crevices and streams. We even got a drink out of one. It was an amazing experience. Definitely would do it again. From Wednesday to Thursday, our summer camp group had our overnight. We got picked up and brought to the trail which would bring us to Manitoba Huts, where we stayed. It was a short hike in, and we carried all of our supplies. Once we got there, we settled in a bit, then went on a hike through the surrounding mountains. We also got to explore the area, which was so pretty. Next, we used the on-site sauna and cold plunged in the river here, which was super nice. That night, we had s'mores and played apples to apples before going to sleep in the yurts. In the morning, we played some games and had a delicious pancake and bacon breakfast before packing up and hiking out. On the way back home, we stopped to eat lunch and get ice cream, which was an amazing end to an incredible week.
It rained just about non-stop for the 2 weeks we spent near Seward. Most of us also got the flu while we were there, so both inhibited our ability to get out and sightsee, but we definitely enjoyed the activities we did get to do. Our friends camped at Renfro's for the 2024 season. The site and owner were lovely, and he rents beautiful cabins on Kenai Lake for very reasonable prices. We'd highly recommend staying. We all enjoyed exploring Kenai Fjords National Park by boat and land, and Brietta and Ashlyn had an epic time at camp. We're so grateful for the City of Seward's Teen Camp program.
We're so happy to have our whole group together, just in time to celebrate America's 250th.
See you next time on Riley's on the Road. Bye!